Jupiter in Gemini is an extremely restless combination and doubly intellectual. Considering the fact that Pluto is already in the air sign Aquarius, bringing in rapid expansion in intellectual and technical fields, Jupiter's entering Gemini will speed up this intention even more. Welcome to Agata Moon. We are talking about Jupiter in Gemini transit, which will start on 25th of May and last the whole year until the 30th of June of 2025. Jupiter is the planet of luck. It brings expansion, growth, wealth, prosperity, and optimism. Where you find Jupiter in horoscope is where you often experience good fortune and like to spend leisure time. Gemini is the sign of reasoning. It is curious, versatile, expressive, and quick-witted. Jupiter's in Gemini placement combines the expansive, optimistic nature of Jupiter with the curious, communicative qualities of Gemini. It brings intellectual curiosity, versatility, enhances communication skills, brings optimism and enthusiasm, helps in networking and social connections, gives restlessness, inspires to take more learning and teaching. In order to understand Jupiter's influence transiting the Gemini sign, we can look at several last periods of Jupiter in the sign. Jupiter's transit through Gemini in the 21st century brought a blend of expansive and communicative energies, influencing various aspects of society and individual experiences. It reflected a dynamic period of global connectivity, intellectual curiosity, and the exchange of ideas across various domains, shaping the way we communicate, learn, collaborate, and interact on a global scale. There are some collective trends associated with the Jupiter's transit through Gemini during these periods. First of all, technological advancements in communication. Jupiter in Gemini often corresponds with significant advancements in communication technology. We have seen a rapid expansion of social media platforms, online networking, and digital communication tools that facilitate global connectivity and information sharing. It is also about information overload and misinformation. With Jupiter amplifying Gemini's qualities, there can be a tendency towards information overload and a proliferation of misinformation. While this transit fosters curiosity and a thirst for knowledge, it also requires critical thinking to navigate through the abundance of information available. Jupiter in Gemini encourages global dialogue and exchange. This can be seen in increased international collaborations, cultural exchanges, and the sharing of diverse perspectives across borders through various mediums, including media, literature, and academic discourse. It is also related to education and lifelong learning. Jupiter in Gemini focuses on education and lifelong learning. There might be trends towards innovative teaching methods, online education platforms, and a greater emphasis on developing skills related to communication, technology, and adaptability. Political communication and diplomacy also could be the theme of this period. This transit can impact political communication and diplomacy, leading to more active dialogue between nations, increased diplomatic efforts, and a focus on building alliances through effective communication strategies. Another field is media landscape and journalism. Jupiter in Gemini influences the media landscape, journalism, and the way information is disseminated. There might be shifts in media trends, the rise of citizen journalism, and a greater emphasis on ethical reporting and transparency in media practices. Cultural exchange and diversity is also on the spot. With an emphasis on communication and diversity, Jupiter in Gemini promotes cultural exchange, appreciation for diverse perspectives, and efforts to bridge cultural divides through dialogue, art, and cultural initiatives. And finally, innovation and entrepreneurship. Gemini's influence on Jupiter encourages innovation, entrepreneurship, and the development of new ideas and technologies. This can lead to flourishing of startups, creative endeavors, and initiatives that leverage communication tools for positive change. Now, on the personal level, this year might be also very important. Here's what you can expect during a Jupiter in Gemini transit. Jupiter represents expansion, and in Gemini, this expansion is often related to knowledge, learning, and communication. You may feel a strong desire to explore new ideas, study diverse subjects, or engage in intellectual activities that stimulate your mind. Gemini is a curious and adaptable sign, and when Jupiter transits through the sign, it can enhance your curiosity about the world. You might find yourself more open-minded, willing to consider different perspectives, and eager to learn from diverse sources of information. Jupiter in Gemini can bring opportunities for communication, writing, teaching, or public speaking. You may find yourself more eloquent, persuasive, and effective in conveying your ideas to others. This is a favorable time for networking, making connections, and sharing your knowledge with a broader audience. Gemini is a social sign, so during this transit you may enjoy increased social interactions and networking activities. You might meet new people, join groups or communities that align with your interests, and engage in meaningful conversations that broaden your social circle. Gemini is associated with travel and movement, and Jupiter's transit can stimulate your desire to explore new places, whether physically or intellectually. You may embark on short trips, attend workshops or seminars, or engage in activities that expand your horizons. Jupiter in Gemini can sometimes manifest as a sense of restlessness or a desire for variety and stimulation. You may find yourself multitasking or juggling multiple projects simultaneously, eager to experience different things and avoid boredom. This transit is conducive to personal and intellectual growth. You may encounter opportunities for further education, skill development, or expanding your knowledge base. Embracing these opportunities can lead to long-term benefits and personal enrichment. Overall, Jupiter's transit through Gemini encourages mental exploration, social engagement, and communication powers. It is a time to embrace new ideas, connect with others, and expand your horizons through learning and sharing knowledge. Now we will look at more specific positions of this transit. I will use a rising sign as a starting point and the whole sign system to look into the sphere of influence. If you have Aries rising, Jupiter falls into your third house. As Jupiter transits your third house in Gemini, it enhances your communication, learning, and local environment. You may find yourself more curious and eager to explore new topics or engage in discussions. This is an excellent time for studies, teaching, writing, or any forms of communication. Your relationships with siblings, neighbors, and your immediate community can improve, and short trips or local travels may bring joy and new opportunities. If you have Taurus rising, Jupiter falls into your second house. Jupiter's transit through the second house in Gemini highlights your finances, possessions, and values. This is a favorable time for improving your financial situation through new ideas, investments, or income sources. You may feel more generous and willing to spend on things that enhance your life. This transit encourages you to learn more about managing your sources effectively and aligning your values with your material goals. If you have Gemini rising, Jupiter falls into your first house. When Jupiter transits through your first house in Gemini, it brings a sense of expansion and optimism to your self-image and personal identity. You may feel more confident, enthusiastic, and open to new experiences. This period often marks the beginning of personal growth and development, with an emphasis on learning and communication. Your ability to express yourself and share ideas is enhanced, and you may find yourself attracting opportunities that allow you to showcase your talents. If you have Cancer rising, Jupiter falls into your 12th house. When Jupiter transits your 12th house in Gemini, it brings growth and expansion to your inner world and subconscious. This is a time for spiritual development, introspection, and healing. You may feel drawn to retreat, meditation, or exploring the deeper aspects of your psyche. This transit can also bring hidden opportunities and support from behind the scenes. It's a period for releasing old patterns and preparing for the new cycle that will begin when Jupiter moves into your first house. If you have Leo rising, Jupiter falls into your 11th house. As Jupiter transits the 11th house in Gemini, it emphasizes friendships, social networks, and long-term goals. You may find yourself expanding your social circle, meeting new and influential people who can help you to achieve your aspirations. This is a great time for joining groups or organizations that align with your interests. Your dreams and visions for the future can become more ambitious, and you are likely to feel more optimistic about achieving your goals. If you have Virgo rising, Jupiter falls into your 10th house. During Jupiter's transit of the 10th house in Gemini, your career and public life are in the spotlight. This is a period of professional growth and increased recognition for your achievements. Opportunities for advancement, leadership roles, or expanding your career horizons are likely to come your way. You may gain greater visibility and reputation in your field, and your approach to your career becomes more optimistic and expansive. If you have Libra rising, Jupiter falls into your 9th house. Jupiter's transit through the 9th house in Gemini enhances your quest for knowledge, travel, and philosophical understanding. You may feel a strong urge to explore new cultures, engage in higher education, or expand your worldview. This is an excellent period for travel, whether physically or mentally, as you seek new experiences and insights. Your interest in philosophy, religion, or higher learning can bring about significant personal growth and a broadened perspective on life. If you have Scorpio rising, Jupiter falls into your 8th house. When Jupiter transits the 8th house in Gemini, it brings growth and expansion to shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. You may experience benefits through joint ventures, investments, or inheritances. This is also a time for deep psychological exploration and personal transformation as you seek to understand the underlying truths in your life. You might feel a stronger interest in metaphysical or occult subjects, seeing deeper knowledge or wisdom. If you have Sagittarius rising, Jupiter falls into your 7th house. As Jupiter transits your 7th house in Gemini, partnerships and relationships are highlighted. This is favorable time for forming new partnerships or enhancing existing ones. You may attract people who are intellectually stimulating and supportive. This transit often brings opportunities through others, and your approach to relationships can become more open and optimistic. Legal matters and contracts also tend to favor you during this period. If you have Capricorn rising, Jupiter falls into your 6th house. Jupiter's transit through the 6th house in Gemini emphasizes work, health, and daily routines. This period can bring improvements and growth in your professional life, often through learning new skills or taking on new responsibilities. Your approach to health and wellness might also benefit from new information or routines that promote better well-being. You may find yourself more enthusiastic about service and helping others. If you have Aquarius rising, Jupiter falls into your fifth house. When Jupiter transits the fifth house in Gemini, it brings a burst of creativity, joy, and romance. This is a time to become involved in hobbies, artistic pursuits, and activities that bring you pleasure. Your love life may flourish, and relationships with children can become more fulfilling. If you have Pisces rising, Jupiter falls into your fourth house. During Jupiter's transit through the fourth house in Gemini, your home and family life become focal points of growth and expansion. You may feel a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment within your domestic sphere. This can be a period of moving to a bigger or more comfortable home, renovating your current space, or experiencing positive changes within your family dynamics. There is also an increased interest in understanding your roots and personal history. That would be all for this time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos. Take care.